Hi, guys. You know what's sad about women today? They're born with a power they don't even realize is temporary until it's too late. That power is their sexuality. Women learn from a very young age that their sexuality is a key that opens doors in life and brings them all the male attention they could ever want without them actually having to work for it. But only a decade or so later, reality starts setting in, and women realize their sexuality was nothing more than a spark that burned bright and quick. This isn't speculation or criticism. It's the recognition of a brutal biological fact that too many women today have forgotten at their own demise. Any woman that uses up that power in her youth to enjoy it while it lasts has fundamentally misunderstood what that power was even for to begin with. And let me tell you why. There's a saying that captures this idea perfectly. Women start at the top, men start at the bottom, meaning time is not on a woman's side. Time is, however, on a man's side. As time goes on, women go down and men raise up. This sounds bad, but when you scratch the surface and look at it from a biological standpoint, the core of female sexuality actually comes from the perceived ability that she can have many healthy children. But the truth is, a woman's reproductive fitness has much more of a shorter lifespan than men on average. And it's this fact that manifests itself in the dating dynamics of today. Here's how it works. Unlike men that constantly produce sperm throughout their life, a woman is born with a limited supply and a limited number of eggs. She starts off with around 1 or 2 million eggs or gametes, and they start losing their quantity and quality every month after she hits puberty. It's been shown the more a woman delays having children, the less chances of her getting pregnant and carrying an actual healthy child to full term is. In fact, research has shown that the risk of miscarriage on average has the most dramatic changes in a woman's 30s. Prior to reaching 35, the likelihood stands at approximately 10 to 12%. But for women over 40, this probability escalates to over 45%. I want you to zoom out and look at this biological reality across human history. You start to realize why youth in women is so consistently desired among certain men. It's been estimated that for most of human history, thousands of years ago, 1 in 4 children would die before their first birthday. And even those that did reach adulthood had a very short lifespan among all the war, disease, and natural disasters. In order to keep the human population growing at a steady rate, young, healthy women were a man's best bet at having children and continuing the bloodline. Once you understand this idea, dating today seems to be set up very differently to what benefits women in the long run. It incentivizes women using the power of their beauty and sexuality for everything from cheap attention, easy money, and access to the highest quality men. But that's also how they miss the chance to actually attract and keep a man who is truly of substance. Women today use that quick, bright spark to burn through in their youth, having fun and jumping from guy to guy in the effort to enjoy it while it lasts. As any woman that has walked this path in her 40s and 50s can tell you, it leads to a life of misery and loneliness. That's what happens when your self esteem is attached to a fleeting resource like your sexual appeal, and you haven't utilized that to create a life and a family which provides long term support and sustenance for you. Actually, I'd say that the allure of young female sexuality is specifically intended for that reason. It's meant as a gift to a man that truly deserves it, gives you his commitment in return, and accepts and respects every part of you. Men of substance and purpose that have actually built themselves into stable, mature, and resourceful men seek a beautiful woman to complement them and start a family with. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's what creates the respect and synergy for a relationship that can last because it's actually built on something. But for all of that to happen, the first step that women today need to take is to realize that they're starting at the top. And the only way to go is down as time goes on. That's where a degree of urgency comes from, as well as the actual wisdom to use their gift of nature wisely. So with that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later.